Well, good morning, pilgrims. It is day 10 on the Camino Portuguese, the central routes. And as you can see, today seems like it's gonna be a repeat of yesterday. But not as bad, I guess. The weather forecast says that it's gonna rain all day. They're looking at the radar. Maybe we might get a break around 9 in the morning. So we're leaving this large city, which also happens to be the starting point of the Camino Portuguese, the interior route. Yesterday, walking down the streets, I saw a couple of faces that looked like pilgrims. We kind of looked at each other, you know how it is. And this morning, when I woke up at 6 in the morning in my hotel, I also heard people waking up. So who knows? We might actually get new pilgrims on today's stage. You know, this might be one of those cities where people decide to do the central route as well, start from here instead of Porto. And yeah, just have breakfast at Café Florida. Another taste of home. The typical toast with café con leche, and I also found chocolate croissants. What else? What else can I say? But we have a 25-kilometer day, full day. We're gonna start off walking next to the river. River walks, amazing. I love them. For like the first 10 kilometers, it's gonna be flat. And then we're gonna go up and down for a little bit. We got plenty of support today. Many villages or towns along the way. So support wise, I think we're covered. Let's see if I can record more than yesterday, because yesterday, yeah, you know how it goes. So guys, I want to thank, of course, the sponsor of today's video and the series, the Pan American College Fund, uniting the Americas one student at a time. All right, Meta, I know it's raining. Give me the forecast. Give it to me now.
It's currently rainy and 16 degrees Celsius, or 60.8 degrees Fahrenheit. Today, expect a high of 19 degrees Celsius, or 66.2 degrees Fahrenheit, and a low of 10 degrees Celsius, or 50 degrees Fahrenheit. The chance of precipitation is 94% at 7 a.m., decreasing to 7% by 7 p.m.
Fatima. My God, guys, I've been walking for a while now with the poncho, with all the gear on. It is 9:30, but I think, let's see, 8 kilometers so far. So that means I still have 2 kilometers on flatlands before I start climbing. And as I made it to this very small village, we saw Pilgrims Association sign, went inside, got a stamp, and came across the Italian girls. Yesterday, it was sort of like, you know, when you make it to a big city, everybody kind of like spreads out and you don't see them. And then the next stage, we all come together once again. Could this be it? Are we done with the rains? I'm really hoping so. But I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna celebrate yet, because I may just jinx it. Let's continue on this way day on the Camino Portuguese. Andiamo. All right, guys, it is 11:20 in the morning. We have already covered 14 kilometers, meaning that we still have about 10 to go. That's about 2 hours, I would say, maybe a little bit more, maybe after we have a little lunch break. I just stopped in the first town just before the climb at this bar right across the street from the church. From the drone's point of view, I could see all the ladies going to the cemetery. I don't know, is today Dia de los Muertos? It is November 1st, and maybe that is the case. So stop really quickly for a coffee break with the Italians. Yes, the Italian ladies. I feel like a ladies man walking with 4 of them. Little did I know that I was gonna be speaking Italian on the Camino Portuguese. What's going on here? I was in Italy at the beginning of the year, and I'm closing the year with Italy once again. It is good to be back in the forest, isn't that? You guys know that I love the forest, and well, here we are. Let's continue. Andiamo. All right, guys, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We have already covered 20 kilometers on today's stage, and we had the lunch break in the town of Mala at a bakery. It was delicious, I have to say. It was a ham and cheese tortilla sandwich with sparkling water. It just hit the spot, just sitting there talking to the guy that runs the place, a young guy that spoke English. And pretty cool break on today's stage. So the last stretch to town, we've been walking in a mixture of roads, the forest, some dirt path, and we've seen quite a few signs telling the pilgrims to walk on the left-hand side on the shoulder. You know, I've seen this, or I learned this in Spain, and it is just for your safety so that you can see the cars coming at you and not coming from behind. So just keep that in mind. When you do your Camino and you're on the road, stay on the left shoulder. Unless you're in Japan, and there is the opposite. All right, I guess I'll see you guys at the Albergue once I get there and I check in. Which, by the way, the place has a washer and a dryer, so who knows, maybe I'll take advantage of it. Last night, my clothes dried, as always. The mixture between my little fan and the big fan on top, I think I did the trick. My socks are wet right now. I kind of wish I had the waterproof socks, only if they worked. But they didn't, so I just got rid of them. All right, let's go. Let's get on the left-hand side. Oh, by the way, we have been walking with this dog for the last, I don't know, hour or so. He's on the way back now, but he looked pretty tired there for a second. I'm pretty sure that he does this stretch all the time. He's not a puppy. He's got a few kilometers under his belt. Well, guys, after the storm, the sun comes out, and it did, and we made it here to this albergue at 2:30 in the afternoon. This is something else. It's like a compound, you might say, with a few buildings just checked in, and this is the dorm, the pilgrim dorm. And as you can see, there's only 2 bunk beds. Everything else is just regular old beds. I'm the first one here, but I know that more are coming. Man, what a day. Feel like the rains are finally behind us, at least for now. Take off my shoes because my feet are soaking wet. Yeah. Wow, look at this place. Which bed should I choose? I don't want to be over there. I don't want to be here in the middle. I want a corner. So I'll probably take that one. I think they all have electrical outlets. Yes, they do. They all have blankets. I need a blanket. I got a window. I got a bathroom. I got everything that I need. I need to do laundry. And I see a clothesline over there. All right. Let's fall back on the pilgrim routine. I like this place. All right, guys, day 10 is in the bag. Oh my God, there's so many people at the Albergue right now. I think this is the most that I have seen. I started talking to a few of them, and of course they started on today's stage. I think the closer and closer we get to Porto, the more we're gonna meet. I paid for the laundry, did not know that there was no drying, so my clothes were hanging in the clothesline for a while, but it didn't do the trick because it's super cold. As you can see, I'm wearing my puffy jacket. The temperature is falling the farther north we go. That is to be expected. I'm hoping that it dries overnight, as it has done ever since we left Lisbon. Just had lunch or dinner back here at this restaurant, typical food from Portugal. I went for the piglet. It was a revelation, one of the best meals that I've had on this trip. It came with chips and a salad, and of course I had red wine. I had to, of course. Let's see what else. We have crossed the 250-kilometer marker from Lisbon. I don't know how much more we have to make it to Porto, but we're almost there. Less than a week to get there, so I have to enjoy every moment until then. Let's go into today's cost breakdown, as we always do. Breakfast started with €6.80, followed by €2.80 for the snacks, $7.90 for that delicious lunch that we had, $22.57 for this meal. It was worth it, I had to tell you. The laundry was only €4 for the washing, no drying. The Albergue, 12, very cool place. No bunk beds, all beds. That's always great. So the total came out to be $56.07. I told you guys I was going to bring that number down below 60. I have to thank, of course, the troll angel of the day, which today happens to be Malcolm Forster. Thank you so much for your donation, and I'll see you guys tomorrow bright and early on another beautiful day here on the Camino Portuguese. The storm is behind us, and up ahead all we have is blue skies. See you then.